Hey, guys! Hey, remember that codex that the two angels told us about? Do you guys have any ideas about how we might get the angels to be able to reveal the location of it to us?
Well, of course you would.
Well, are we? Isn't this all the codex?
Well, they call this whole place the codex.
Yeah.
But Inver just goes, yes, a codex in the sense of a book, a collection of planar destinations.
Basically, the map that our little booklet is tied to, that the actual atlas of all the realms.
Want to go on a vacation, Burgess?
And Burgess looks back and forth and goes, yes.
We have nowhere to go but Lear. We must get back soon.
Well, now, that is true. Or we could find a way to travel to the other planes and perhaps enlist the help of more otherworldly forces.
We need only the people.
Of planar travel?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but apparently you three are. And if we had this map, or collection of notes as it may be, we might be able to gather the forces, as some might say.
It would certainly be more useful than randomly creating combinations of symbols and hoping that we end up someplace that isn't going to destroy us.
Well, if we have such a book, I don't see why we would trivialize ourselves with Lear.
You would just leave?
We cannot abandon those people. It is largely
It is
largely our fault.
Those people.
Isn't your sister in the city?
Yes, but she and I had a falling out.
Ah, so you no longer care for her at all?
I care for her, but she must not care for me in order for this to work.
Merek, she does care for you.
You understand that her life underneath Parallax's rule will not be at all what she will want it to be. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
Probably
she's a widow
not,
now.
But
she's available. She's on the market. How joyful would it be if she would be married to Jovan, the future...
You would be a better husband, yes.
Well, that makes no difference
Well,
to me.
I
If you
certainly
hate
hope
your
so.
sister, that's fine.
I don't hate her, it's just...
You don't want to save her.
I do want to save her, it's just I can't... Ithelstep will try to take her from me. And if I make it seem as though she's not a good target, then he won't.
I don't understand. But all right.
Merek, your strength of will can keep Ithelstep in check.
I only hope
We must
so.
save your sister and the people of Lear.
Percival pokes his head out of the pack and goes, that's what I thought. And goes back down into the pack.
Wait, what?
What? Wait, who's saying that in response to what?
To what you said.
Yeah.
About his strength of will being
Yes.
sufficient. Wow,
That's
boy.
You need to
That's
level up,
cool.
Merek. You need to get better.
Well, I need to
Get
think
good.
of a sufficient...
Your familiar is really harsh.
I think Percival was talking about himself there.
Yeah.
Oh,
in the
okay.
past.
Yeah. Because he tried to steal away Ithelstep, but he was not. He was
Oh,
not
I
successful.
see.
Merek,
thought
you
he
are,
was just-
He
you
was
You are
successful,
stronger than
but his
Percival.
body became
Captified.
At what cost?
Either way,
Solenified.
we're not gonna find it in this thing, so we might as well save Lear for what it's worth,
Let's go back to Lear.
or whatever's left of it.
All right. Look,
It's really difficult.
Upon defeating Parallax, we can travel.
We can always come back here. We know how to get here now.
We can find where Parallax came from, and why he was obsessed with Lear.
are the angels okay with us returning?
They didn't necessarily say we couldn't ever come back. They
They
didn't seem...
did.
Oh, really?
The curator
Yeah, they
specifically
don't want us here.
said, don't come back here. The only reason you're still alive is because my bosses aren't here, and if you come back when they are here, there's nothing I can do.
Wait, his bosses?
Yes.
The gods.
We.
Oh, are they
we
ever
must,
here?
We must leave soon.
I feel like the gods are those people who come to a library like once every 15,000
We have-
years.
We have
From
seen
his
something
description.
no mortal is allowed to see.
All right, let's at least try to talk to a gargoyle that's like reshelving books or stuff like that.
Okay. You can find one on your way by.
Yeah.
Now
Remember,
you
these things don't speak.
you recall there are invisible wind
Tiny little stone imps.
destruction.
Yeah.
On the upper levels. You guys are down lower.
Right. Okay. Just be careful.
So the gargoyle turns to you.
So we show them a picture of our little codex mini book, and we point to it, and then we give them that like. Oh no! Hey, let's give it to him and follow him as he did. Have we found out how fast they move? Like, are they slow enough that we can follow?
I do not wish to go.
They
upper
move pretty
level.
quick, but if you were to, but you imagine if they thought you were going to follow them, they go slower.
Okay.
Did the wind being rip apart those intruders when they took a book only?
Yeah. When they took something off the shelf.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Is it a good idea?
Because the thing is that when I took that egg, and you guys don't know it, the wind things didn't kill me. So I'm not entirely certain that.
But
they
the
kill
curators did mention that taking the egg things might be the only acceptable thing.
So,
Wait, really?
But they mentioned it, you'd assume possibly because you guys couldn't read or understand what's on the egg things to begin with.
It's also possible the codex is an egg. At least we should see what happens. Plus,
It's gonna hatch into a baby codex.
oh my gosh.
we
Oh
crack
my
it open,
gosh.
And the
This is
insides will display a
Codex
message.
Companion.
Last night's Rick and Morty. Yeah.
All right, let's try it. I hand him the little booklet,
He
and then
takes it.
we
And then
Wait,
flips
our
through
little
it.
codex?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're gonna follow him because if he tries to file it, it will be in the codex section.
Whoa!
Oh,
Merek, what have you done? The
he's
codex
turned the
is
codex into
has
a
ever
weapon.
got- fallen
I forgot
everywhere.
That
It's
they were in
trapped.
there.
the stones.
The runes fly out and
So
kill
he
the
takes
the
it and
guardrail
like,
dies.
flips through it a bit, and like, whoa, there's more stuff.
Wow, you turned your book into a magic book. Like
Those
there's
are,
just more and more.
like, those are the ones that are always in
Yeah.
there.
And he flips through it, and he like looks at it curiously, and he's like, oh. And he like studies it for a bit, and he goes, and he looks at you like horrified.
Like it's insufficiently indexed. We're
No.
sorry.
No, he
No,
looks at
like
you
he's
horrified,
terrified.
like, how dare you steal something from the library?
It's
then-
ours.
Well, no, but he's like, he flips through it, and he like looks at the information, and he like throws it aside. Yeah, and he goes, and he scratches his head for a minute, and
You should show him that you pirated a book.
yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. Nods his head back and forth, and he goes, and he rolls his eyes, and he puts his hand on his face and thinks for a minute, and then he goes,
So comprehend languages allows you to understand symbols, right? Oh, money.
No, we don't owe the fine. We brought it back because we found it from where it was trapped. Somebody else took it and we recovered it for you. You owe us the reward for having returned the codex. Yes, we need to find. Yes. Oh, you want money for us to get it? What kind of money do you spend here? Your gargoyle is in the library.
Just give him a couple gold.
Yeah,
come
I
on.
grabbed some gold pieces.
Like what is money? Like
And
I grab one of my many pamphlets of how can Netro help you.
but yeah, maybe in
and
the library
he like
books are
takes
money.
it and looks over on a shelf where it's like there's a million more like it, like stuffed into a corner.
How can Netro help you?
Yeah, and he like hands it back to you, and then he'll throw the gold back at you and go, and he flies up or climbs up to one of the books and opens them, and he opens it to this book, and it opens on this picture of this gem. And it's just like a gem of some sort. And he looks down at it and he points at it and he goes, and he turns a page in the book, and on the next page of the book there's a very accurate drawing of this gem going around somebody's head. And it's, like, floating around the head.
Oh, it's the gem from the amulet?
And he points at the gem and he goes,
Oh, what about those 3 gems that we
Sets
have
up.
that we don't use ever that allows us
Those
to
are
transfer?
bracelets.
Those are bracelets.
Those are not gems. We do not
Well,
have
they're
the
gems in the
Oh.
bracelet.
We don't have
Right?
we don't have those gems.
yeah, you don't have one of those. You don't have an ion stone apparently.
Oh, it's a very specific thing that he wants.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an
I mean,
Ion stone,
whatever
yes.
he pointed to in the book. Yeah.
Okay, we
Ion
definitely
stone.
don't have an ion stone. We do have some gems that we've never used for anything. Like
You can try handing one of those if you want.
boy, I love money so much though.
Bird just lets out a sigh and goes, "This is getting us nowhere."
All right, then forget it.
And that is true.
All right, never mind. We take our book back.
The guard,
Sorry, Gargoyle.
The gargoyle
We
shrugs
don't have any of those things.
and turns around.
All right, let's
Let us
go
return
back
to
to the
the-
main hall.
Okay,
I'm happy I have my little egg ball.
so you guys make your way back to the T and go
Yeah.
down that hallway, and you eventually come around the curve into the huge room with the staircase of books and books leading up to the big guy on top of it.
Mhm.
And the head curator, who is not named, turns around and peers down at the 3 of you and goes, "Oh, you're back. Good."
Yep,
You
mission
mean the 4 of
accomplished.
us?
And he looks down and he sees Vergis there and he goes, everything all right here? Or-
Well,
Yes,
as promised.
This is Vergis.
And the
He is
curator
sorry
comes
to
out
have
and-
trespassed. It was not intentional.
And Veer just goes, I had assumed the worst. I came from elsewhere. They weren't kind. And the curator narrows his eyes a bit and goes, well, whatever. The problem's dealt with.
Honestly, he was just trying to get home too.
Yes. Now, I'd be happy to send you back to my ride, but first there is this matter of this apparent...
Oh, the sword.
Really? There is the matter of the apparent item you and I both know about.
You mean Bat Sword?
Yes. And then the blonde kid comes out from behind the bookcase shelf where he's waiting and rolls his eyes at the term bat sword, as he's clearly inaccurate. And then he goes, we hemmed and hawed for a while, deciding upon what to give you, and finally decided on one of the Codex's greatest treasures.
Oh, I am always excited about anything's greatest treasures.
Tell me, do you know about... You already said you didn't know anything about the Outlands. Well, one of these things is... And he uncurls his hand, and in his hand is this small, jagged piece of amber. Like an amber gem. And it's jagged and edged. And he goes, out beyond the Outlands, you can find...
Is it a stone that...
No.
And he looks at you curiously and goes, how did you...
He's a wizard. He knows so many things.
One of the gargoyles made a motion similar.
And he looks over
And
at Jovan and
indicated a
goes,
gem.
what do you mean? Why would one of them have done that?
We were asking directions, and apparently the gargoyles only will respond to you if you give them stuff.
Well, we were...
One of them asked for something this powerful?
Yes. Well, at least we think they did. It's hard to talk with them. They don't have voices. There was a lot of pantomiming.
He seems very suspicious, and his brow gets furrowed, and he goes, I suppose I'll have to do another...
So you're saying this is one of those things?
Yes, I
Well,
suppose
what-
I'll have to do another investigation.
Wait,
What does it do?
What does it
And he
do?
pulls it back, and he goes,
Wait,
stand
wait.
still. And he reels back
Uh-huh.
and hurls it at you.
Oh, like a weapon?
Do
Dodge.
you want to dodge out of the way?
Yeah, I don't want him to
Try
hit
to
me.
dodge?
Well,
Make a
is it-
reflex save if you want to dodge out of
Excellent.
the way.
well, I'll dodge if it's coming right at me.
You're not
yeah,
just
he
gonna...
threw it right at your head.
You're not just gonna catch it?
Ooh, yeah. What would it take to catch it?
Same thing, reflex save.
All right.
Because that would be great, too. Like, if it is a precious item, don't just let it break.
10.
10. So it flies up, and you bring your hand up to
Uh-huh.
catch it just in time, and it stops just short of your hand, and it stops, and then hangs there in the air for a moment, and then
Ooh.
goes whoop, and starts to rotate around your head.
Ooh, like not Lalos. Who is the Gemomancer?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
like
Lalos
those. You
was-
got it right.
Oh, okay.
But Zavalas was the one who had the little pieces of sentient metal.
Oh. Ooh.
That's what you're thinking.
That's
So it starts to rotate around your head, and he goes, there you go. You asked for something that could make you more nimble?
Ooh.
Yes, that should do the trick. Oh, I can't believe I was allowed to say that.
Wow. Is it as cool as Bat Sword? What do you think? It makes me a little dizzy.
You gain a +3 bonus to your agility score while this thing rotates about your head.
Oh my goodness, that is so much better than
Brings you up
Bat
to
Sword.
17.
That is
one short
incredibly better than Bat
from
Sword.
18.
Bat Sword does fail me 50% of the time.
It
So you-
absolutely
So you're
does.
saying I can keep this if I give you Bat Sword?
Yes, that would be the trade. Otherwise, and he makes a motion with his hand, and the thing goes,
No, wait,
and he grabs onto it.
Bat Sword's not that cool. Plus, people almost never see Bat Sword. If I walk around town with this thing, people think that I'm a paradigm myself.
The old curator looks and goes, excellent. Then the trade is agreed upon. Hand it over.
Does Jovan look like he wants me to do this?
Yeah, this is a great deal. Get rid of Bat Sword.
Bat Sword. Gosh darn it. Alright. That seems fair.
It's gotta be safer in the hands of anyone.
Bat Sword has
more than
not been
Daedra,
that useful.
This will be incredibly useful. Perhaps, Daedra, this will allow you to participate in our dueling, in our fight against Parallax.
Oh, I don't like to fight. I
Dodriel.
like hiding.
You three are going to
Dodriel.
fight Parallax?
Well,
Dodriel, it is your decision.
And
He
then-
is holding the town of Lear hostage.
And suddenly the curator reels back a bit, like he understood something, and goes, "Oh,
this is why we're concerned, because
It will be difficult, though, to be sure.
I have it." And the blonde kid looks up at him oddly, and he looks at me and goes, "You haven't."
So even the blonde kid doesn't know what this
No, the
guy
blonde
is.
kid doesn't know what's going on.
Oh.
And the guy with the long arms is laughing. I haven't had this much fun since I passed out green lanterns to idiots on the roadway. All right.
He was
Wait,
the old guy
what-
with
what-
with the eyeballs.
What are you not
Right?
tell-
Ah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hmm?
Yeah, remember the guy that we saw in the last campaign who had like the big like
Oh,
cart
you
of
guys did
eyeballs?
see him. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went in there and grabbed like some eyeballs.
Oh, he just laughs at it. Anyway, he goes, anyway,
Wait, you clearly know something about this. Like, is there anything you can tell us? I mean,
no.
Parallax is, he's killing our people. He's like murdered our leaders.
I'm really happy you three came by. This has given me more joy than you will possibly know. I'm sure my friend over here is anxious for you to be gone, so I can tell him about it.
Can you help us in any way?
You can't tell us anything?
I am bound by my curse.
You need not tell us, but perhaps you can give us something that will aid us in our.
Yeah, can't you be just a little bit cagey? Like, suggest.
You need not tell us anything.
And he scratches his chin a moment and he goes,
Wouldn't it be fun to
But-
give us a little thing that we know nothing about and to mess around in the mortal realm?
he bites his fingernails with it and goes,
Especially
Get
if
in a lot
this
of trouble.
parallax is truly powerful.
Yeah, but
To
I
upset
have a
him,
feeling you'd think it's worth it.
3 mere mortals.
and he
Defeating a
scratches his-
being such as this.
And he scratches his head and he goes, wait here. And he leaps from his tower of books to one of the other bookcase shelves and
Mhm.
grabs onto it like a spider.
Oh, wow.
And goes crawling along the side of the thing and pulls a book out of somewhere
Yes,
and
spider
studies the
familiar.
title and puts it back in and then looks about and tries to find rows on the spine and then crawls all the way down and goes, it's down lower. Give me a sec. And he crawls down off the bookcase and shuffles off down the hallway you guys came from.
This is crazy creepy, like those horror movies.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Japanese undead children.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, it's
Grudge
like-
style.
The blonde kid goes, well, trade, right? Opens up in his
Yes,
hand
yes.
again. So he gingerly, as you start to hand that sword over, he gingerly backs away and he goes, just set it on the ground.
Really?
We'll pick it up.
I've stabbed you multiple times with it. You should find it to
That's
be...
exactly why I can't pick the dang thing.
Oh, alright. Here you go.
Then you set it down on the ground.
Bye, Batsword.
Bat Sword's eye opens up and glances at you longingly as you pass it on the
So
ground.
long.
Remember,
sure you can
remember the
tell
good times we had,
it's
and
long?
remember, if you ever can and find your way back, there will always be room in my heart for you.
Mm-hmm. It looks at you sad.
There will always
with
be
its eye.
blood in your
For it
veins
could
for it.
stab you.
And then the kid
Stab you
throws
right in
the
the heart.
stone towards you.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
floats
yeah,
around
yeah.
your head once more.
Oh man, that's gonna take some getting used to.
So he
Like
looks.
when you first wear glasses. And you're
Yeah.
Yeah. So he looks down at the sword and goes, "How am I gonna pick this thing up?" Oh well.
Do you need a sack or something? Like you can't physically touch it at all?
Yeah, it's a fine. I'll get the gargoyles to take care of it.
Do you want a rope?
Yeah, sure.
I can summon a rope. You can use a rope for about an hour.
Oh wait, no. Dimensional shifting. Remember, nothing that summons anything else.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yes, you'll destroy the world. Or the codex.
Yeah, it could go really bad. And eventually, at that time, the long arm guy comes slumping back in, and he bends over all of you, and you can see he's got this scroll in his hand, and he leans
Cool.
down for a sec over all of you and opens up the scroll and studies it for a minute, and he goes, "Now it all makes sense." And he rolls the scroll back up and hangs onto it tightly, and he goes, "So, I can give you something."
Ooh.
But,
something that's better than nothing.
It's something that you won't understand how to use until you really need it. And at that point, it
That's like
may or may
everything.
not be useful anymore anyway.
Sure.
And he tucks the scroll back into a fold of his tattered robe and reaches into the robe a bit and pulls out a piece of parchment. And then he climbs up his stairwell again and grabs his quill and goes this and gets a bit of the ink and then goes down and begins scribing stuff out. And you guys can't really see it from here, but you'd imagine the way he's writing furiously for this quill, he's writing far beyond normal human ability to write. He's probably reproducing a photograph or something like that. Like he could do it to that degree with how fast he's writing.
Whoa.
And he just scribbles this thing down, and then he waits for a moment, and then there's this little like subtle like tinkle or like chinking noise as if gold coins were falling onto each other for a minute. Just you guys kind of hear it in the air, and he goes, oh, "That's freaky." And he rolls the parchment up, and then crawls back down the bookcase.
Oh, he's gotta stop doing
And he leans out over all of you and bends down, and he looks to the three of you, and he goes, "Which one?"
that. Oh, it's a scroll. That's wizard
I
roll
will
stuff,
take
isn't
it.
It's not a scroll. It's like a small little rolled up piece of paper.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a scroll in there.
I will take it.
I'm too distracted by this gemstone that's like
Are you
making
sure,
me
Jovan?
busy.
How many scrolls have you read in your day?
I have read dozens of scrolls.
Wait, is this the scroll of discord that causes them to fight over it for the rest of their days? It's cursed.
I'd love to tell you, but unfortunately, I am also cursed.
No, we must learn all we can about parallax.
And
Sounds
he puts
missive about
he puts the tiny piece of paper in your hand and goes, "Don't read the word on here until you need to, because once you do, there ain't no going back." And he lets go of the parchment.
Very well.
You open it and it says, "Your god is alive."
Did he suggest that
That-
there's one word that
that
he
would
would be able
be-
to read when the time
that'd
came?
be-
So read. Sorry, by read he meant don't say it out loud.
Oh,
Don't speak it out loud.
don't speak it, so
Yeah.
I can look at it.
Yeah, you could look at it. So he goes, "All right, we all done. We good. I'm sick of
Is this something
mess."
crappy like the word believe or something like that?
No, no, I'm
you can roll it. And it's like believe in yourself. Follow
I-
your dreams.
I'm gonna look at it then, if I'm allowed to.
You start to as you start to roll. He's like, no, not here. We're too close to the barrier here.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Maybe it's like taboo, where it's a word that commonly is used by people, and from now on you can never say the word ever again until the moment is right.
Hey, if I don't know what it is, then I'm probably more likely to say it.
He's laughing at his own joke, and he looks between Merek and Jovan, and he goes, between the two of you, well, maybe, but between the two of you, I'm really not sure which one should have this. Anyway, get out of my library. And he waves his hand up, and then to the side, there's this, like, cracking and rending noise, and two of the bookcases, like, crack and split a bit, and then start to slowly slide apart and open wide, and just... And beyond it, you can see this dark, cavernous hallway that leads off into blackness. And he goes, "Through there, you'll return to your home plane of Myrad.
Where in Myrad?
Near Lear.
Nearly. It's good. And not in it.
Don't worry, I'm
Excellent,
not gonna
excellent.
pull the old, oh, you're on the other side of the world.
Well, no, I just didn't want to be in Lear. Like, straight in Lear, and then suddenly, like, a guy turns his head 180 degrees with metal eyes and starts
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at
that's
us.
true.
It's them!
Yeah, well, anyway.
That would be interesting.
All right, I'm excited to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not really a library guy.
Alright.
And Virgis goes, one moment.
Oh.
Sir, and he turns toward the head curator and he goes, "What do you want?" And he goes, "Forgive me, truly. There is an item in the lower levels that is of great personal significance to me that I forgot to grab when we first proceeded through here.
Why didn't you grab it?
I was so
Totally about to say.
I was so surprised by these three people who showed up. By the way, I knew them before. I forgot to get the thing, and I was wondering if perhaps you'd let me go back and grab it." And the curator narrows his eyes a bit and goes, "Just tell me where it is, and I'll go get it for you." And the guy goes, and Virgis goes, "I'd really feel much more comfortable going and grabbing it myself." And the curator narrows his eyes and goes, "I don't trust you at all." But what the heck? I've already broken the rules once today.
That's right. Be in a good mood.
God damn it.
Go for it.
This
And
guy.
he nods. And then Virgis looks at you, Daedriel, and goes, and gestures.
Oh,
What, for you to come?
Why does he trust Dadriel over anyone else?
because I'm a kid like
You
him.
should trust me. You should trust me.
We teenagers, we don't trust
I'm
you
the
guys.
most
You're too old.
trustworthy.
All right,
The
I
thief
will
is
go
not
with
the
him.
most
I was
trustworthy.
actually going to go through the doorway in case he did something that triggered a disaster, so we couldn't get out anymore.
Mhm.
So it's like, but since he needs me to come along,
So,
Guess we'll wait up.
so as you're walking down the hallway, he turns towards you and goes, "Now we have a stone.
oh, did we?
The thing rotating around your head. It's exactly what the gargoyle desired."
No, but I traded Bat Sword for it.
So we can get the codex. Do you understand? We have untold access to the planes. We just need to give it to the gargoyle.
And if I come back without it, how are we going to explain that?
Just say you put it in your pocket.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to give up my stone.
I'm certain we can hide it. We can hide the book somewhere. Please.
What if
Adriel.
it's a giant volume?
I don't know. We'll think of something. Perhaps it's not.
I do not like this plan.
You said yourself it could be an egg or a disc.